So I learned this lesson last year, and it's one I recommend everyone learn sooner rather than later. Just yesterday, a friend called me having a panic attack in her car because her boyfriend had called her an hour before and said that he loved her, all of these nice things, and that his family can't wait to meet her for Thanksgiving. An hour and a half later, and this is no exaggeration on the timeline, called her back and said that he is a high-value man and that he can do better than her, but she will never be able to do better than him, and that is over, and then hung up before she could even say anything. I've had friends where their date will leave in the middle of the date while they're in the bathroom. I've had friends whose boyfriends will break up with them on their birthday, on days of death, on graduation, boyfriends taking other girls on their birthday trip. And this is just the last year. This is just 2023. Personally, when this happened to me, I decided that I was going to take the next year to not date anybody, and it was the best decision that I could have ever made for myself. I accomplished every single goal that I had this year. Just bought a new car, about to move into a beautiful apartment, happiest I've ever been, more peace than I've ever felt. I'm surrounded by so many different types of love that I don't really feel like anything's missing. And that's not to say that I'll never date again. I'm literally sure that I will. But as a girl who has high standards and values, you cannot vet for a man blindsiding you. I consider myself very in the know, and it happened to me. Even looking back now, I'm like, I could have never predicted that. Be careful, invest in yourself. Just invest in yourself. The right person will come along, but be very picky. Do not let everybody just date you. It is not worth it. It is not worth your peace. It is not worth your time. Don't do it.
Empress H, she said a lot of facts, and to add to it, learn to give yourself grace, okay? You are not an all-seeing eyes. Yes, you can be careful, but you can't predict everything. And for when you didn't see it coming, don't internalize the shame that it happened to you. Grieve the relationship, feel the pain, but don't wallow in it. It's preferable to just alchemize that energy to create the life of your dreams, because we all know that breakup energy is practically steroids. But I have one question though concerning this the right person concept. What if it's not guaranteed? And also, what if he's the one for a particular season of your life? This is a very valid question. All I'm trying to say is that we should live life as it comes and live in the moment. Do not be so hyper-focused on something that you do not know when it's time to move on. I personally am of the philosophy that you can have multiple the ones for different phases of your life. Because life isn't linear. We are here to experience life. I am open to all the love the universe has for me. Because why not?
Can we just talk about the good guy switch to the evil man switch? Can we just talk about the switch? Because this whole saying of, oh yeah, choose better, this, that, never, yeah, cool. But the switch is actually insane. It's literally a switch of a button. Yesterday, they were the good guy. They were doing everything from actions to words. They are top of the list in terms of good guys. And then the next day they switch, and all of a sudden they have this hatred towards you. All of a sudden they're now happy in this new relationship. All of a sudden it's your fault. You're the evil one. Sorry, what did I miss? Did I skip a part of the story? The next day, the next hour, the next couple of minutes, you've now switched from being in love with me to I'm a horrible person, and you're happy in this new relationship. So what? Things don't switch like that. I understand people fall out of love. People want other things in life. That's fine. But the switch is insane. You can't tell me there's not a mask. You can't tell me that these people don't wear a mask and they can't take it anymore. And they're just like, ugh, let me be myself. That toxic man, that toxic person. The switch is insane. It has you so blindsided, has you bamboozled that you're like, huh? Am I dumb? You actually start to question yourself, is this even reality right now? Because the switch from the good guy to the evil man and the hatred that he had, he wanted to marry me and get, now he had, can we just talk about the switch and how that can turn you insane?
So ladies, this book, The Diary of an Oxygen Thief, is a confessional by the narrator who openly admits to being a manipulative and toxic man that thrived on emotionally hurting women. I can recommend it as a good read because it's quite interesting and insightful if you're interested. So yeah guys, I'm going to read some notes I made from the book, Diary of an Oxygen Thief. The opening statement in the book was, I liked hurting girls. Yo, that packed a punch. Mentally, not physically, of course. Only mentally. It's not that bad. It somehow makes it better. A lot of guys are fond of this though. It's practically second nature to them. because it's also something that the system and society doesn't prosecute on, and we shall see this evidenced in the book moving forward. I got off on it, really enjoyed it, like how serial unalivers when they say they feel no regrets, no remorse for all the people they unalived. I was like that, loved it. Didn't care how long it took either cause I was in no hurry. This part is very important to me. Sometimes it's not about how long you have known a person or be with the person. Okay? We all witnessed this in the year 2024 with the French case of Giselle Pellicot, where her waste of a husband of about 50 years or so, their grandparents even drugged her and was loaning her out to other men, random men, to have their way with her, without her consent especially. Back to the book. I'll wait until they were totally in love with me, till the big saucer eyes were looking at me. I loved the shock on their faces, then the glaze as they tried to hide how much I was hurting them. And it was legal. Yo, that part, and it was legal. The narrator continues. He thinks he unalived a few of them. Their souls, he means. It was their souls he was after. He knows he came close a couple of times. He started to realize something was wrong when he began to get beaten up. His mouth will always get him into trouble, of course. He will go up to the biggest guy in the place, look up his nostrils and call him a faggot. And then when he will headbutt him, he will say, call that a headbutt. So the guy will do it again harder. The second time, he will have less to say. One of his quote-unquote victims stuck his hand on an electric cooker ring in Limerick Stab City. Maybe that's why he moved on to girls. More sophisticated, don't you know? And girls wouldn't beat him up. They would just stare at him in disbelief and shock. This last line just made me think of how there are men that like to pick on women because they are actually cowards and weak. They want to feel some type of power, so they pick on women that are physiologically not on the same equal playing field as them for the most part, compared to other men that can actually do some physical damage to them. So with this being said, I guess we've come to the end of today's session or episode. See y'all in the next video. Bye for now. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, engage with the content so that the algorithm can pick up on it and recommend it to other people. Bye. See y'all in the next video.